Hey guys, I'm Jay. I'm here today with my best friend Brooke.
Hi.
Uh, and we're still on the topic of financial freedom. So I wanted to ask Brooke today, what is financial freedom to you?
Financial freedom to me would be not having to worry about or stress about my bills, just basic bills, and to be able to spend my money how I really would like to, other than just bills. So yeah, I would be happy if.
Uh, I know that you and I, being best friends, we go to the dollar store a lot.
Me too.
And even there,
It adds up.
every time I swipe my debit card, I'm not sure if it's gonna go through, even if I have the money.
Yeah, I get nervous too.
That's just something I don't want with my life. So I understand. Okay, so Brooke, why do you think achieving financial freedom is so hard?
Mm, I think half of it might be your mindset, and half of it's probably the actual task of saving your money and divvying it up how it really should go. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people don't have the money for what they need just to cover their basic necessities, which is also like really difficult. But people who have that money to cover their basic necessities is the task at the end of the day that's difficult is that little bit of extra money that you have you want to spend on yourself or your home or something to treat yourself or whatever, or you want to go out, or but that's the money that you need to be putting away. That's the money that you need to be saving. That's the money that you need to be putting towards your next month bill, or you're not just focused on today, this week, can I get my hair done, can I get my nails, whatever. It's really
So you're
it's
talking about
self-discipline.
and like delayed gratification.
Yeah.
So then would you say it's important to pay yourself first?
I think that's a great idea. Well, I really think it'd be better to pay the bills, pay everything you need first, because you're not gonna feel comfortable with yourself or your money situation until those bills are paid. So then with the money that's left over, if there is any money left over, that's the money that you need to decide what you want to do with next. And I think that's the hardest part for people is that chunk of change that they have, whether it's $20 or $300, where does that money go? Like, people are like, oh, well, I worked all these hours and I want that money to go to me. Like, I worked all these hours, I want to reward myself, I want something for myself. But at the end of the day, you putting that money away, or you putting that money towards another bill or something positive, that's gonna pay off more in the long run than your little satisfaction of the week. So I think we all have to work on that. That's really something that a lot of people have to work on is, the, like you said, like delayed satisfaction or gratification, in that you're not always gonna be able to get what you want that day, that week, that month. But at the end of the day, your bills aren't paid. You have food in the house. You're not stressed. And to me, that's the best gift, because for me to not have to be stressed about the bills, my car payment, my rent, whatever, even eating, that would be like the greatest gift for me.
So Brooke, let's talk about, what do you do differently, or what steps do you have in place so far?
I think the best way for myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people, is to visually see your money, your assets, your bills, just everything laid out in front of you, so that you can really get a grasp on what you have coming in and what you have going out. And then, I mean, that's really, once you know that, then you can tell yourself, okay, well, if I have this much coming in and this much is going towards bills, this amount that I have left either needs to go towards, you have to decide, you have to allocate where your funds are going. So visually, I like to keep a planner. I like to color code. I like to write everything down, my bills. Each bill has a different color, including the amount, And then I just stare at that thing. I stare at my planner for like 30 minutes a day probably. And because I get to see like, okay, well, if I work these many hours, I get paid this off. If I work this day or I pick this shift up, then I can pay this bill off. Or it's just really beneficial for me to see everything written down, see the colors, see what I need to do to get everything done.
It's all very strategic for you.
Yeah.
And that's a smart way to look at it.
Yeah, because if you're not doing that and you're not keeping track of your money, your funds, you're gonna blow the money. You're gonna go through your money. You're gonna buy stupid stuff or go out to eat or whatever. Like if you're meal prepping, you're not going out to eat all the time. If you're returning your cans and bottles, that's saving you, you know what I mean? Like you just gotta find your little things. You don't need to have all this extravagant stuff. And we're young, like we're supposed to be in the struggle right now. Like this is what it is. And you just really have to find your path on if you want to continue to struggle and continue to live paycheck to paycheck, or you want to get in the right mindset of, okay, this is real, this is my life, nobody else is going to save the money for you, nobody else is going to write your planner down for you or your bills or anything. You're the only person, you and or your partner, whatever, but you're really the only people that make those financial decisions and that can get those things rolling where you don't have to feel that stress and those issues anymore.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It really resonated with me what you said about, we are young. I'm just turned 23. You're almost going to be 23. We still have an excuse. We can live lower than our means and save up a ton of money and invest that now. If you invest that money now into a mutual fund or a Roth IRA, that's going to continue to grow for you. And the longer you have it in, when you retire, 40, 50, 60 years from now, you could easily have 40, 50,000 save up. But that comes back to us being young. We can do that. We have an excuse to be living in our mom's basement. We have an excuse to be living off of ramen noodles. That's what society expects of us right now. So we don't, I know I personally, I've wanted the shiny new cars. I've wanted the nice new phones. I've wanted the brand new Macs, but I've never bought that stuff for me. I've always thought about it, but I've always known deep down that it's not worth it. I'd rather invest into my future than into monetary means right now that aren't gonna give me increase my self-worth or my net worth whatsoever.
Well, and if you're like looking at it like if a new car, like you said, where you can either buy the $40,000 brand new car or you can buy the $20,000 used car where your monthly payments are going to be half of what they are. I mean, you really got to think, if you can afford that new car and that's what you want and that's what you're working towards and that's your goal, then get the new car. But think about it. Sleep on it. Like you don't need the new car, you don't need the Uggs, you don't need the newest iPhone, you don't need all of the stuff that society just expects everybody to have at this point in time. Where like you really don't need that stuff to get by. You really just need yourself.
Like, is it worth it if you're spending everything you're bringing in to maintain your lifestyle? What if something happens? What if your child gets sick? What if your dog gets sick?
Guilty.
And you end up thousands of dollars in debt?
Guilty. So I'm like a prima donna, and I wanted the nicest apartment, a nice car. I like to have my nails done, my hair done. Not today, don't do it today. Alright, so, but like, at the end of the day, my bills are pretty much my income. They're about even, and that's not good. That's not what you want. You want to live below your means.
You'll never get ahead then.
Exactly. So me, I'm like the littlest bills that I can pay forward. I do that because at the end of the day, I'm probably not going to have any money at all. And Jay takes me out to eat a lot, so thanks, Jay. But I think it's really important before you make these big decisions about your, like the big decisions, your apartment, your car, phones, getting on contracts, things like that. Like, do you really need it? I know you probably want it, but you don't need it. And that right there can really lower your spending, your just unnecessary things that you have to pay for every month. When it's great at first, it's great, you have a new car, you have, you know, your new membership or whatever, it's probably awesome, but at the end of the day, do you need it? It's a want. It's probably a want.
Is it going to increase your self-worth whatsoever?
Right, exactly.
Maybe monetary, but 6 months from now, are you going to be thinking, I can't afford these card payments.
Yeah.
I can't afford these card payments with that new cell phone bill that I have, and my apartment's expensive.
Right.
You know, you have to think long-term rather than monetary gain.
Exactly.
All right, Brooke, so what would you say, from your experience, are the best opportunities for people our age to increase their financial well-being?
I think to really just be cautious, to really look at what you have going on and plan, budget, save, anything you really can do to help yourself. I mean, you're not helping yourself if you're going out and spending your whole bank account, or you're like, oh, I'll get paid again. Like,
guilty.
This is happening to me right now, and it's what, the 18th, and I still haven't paid my rent. So it happens. You're like, okay, well, it's good. I'm good. I get paid again, or I'll take this money from here and put it here. No, it's not. You're not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen unless you're like some crazy guru money person. Like, that's not gonna happen. If you plan, you budget, you write it down, you really pay attention to what you have going on. That's like probably the best advice I can give somebody in my own situation where I'm in the hole anyways, is pay attention, be cautious.
That's great advice. You know, as I've said, I've been studying for the last several months the best ways for me to invest into myself. And I'm finally on the path to achieving financial freedom just with my mindset. And I think it's important that after your bills are paid, you gotta take the money that you can, even if it's 2, 5, 10%, put that in your savings. You gotta pay yourself first. I mean, you gotta pay your bills first, but you gotta pay yourself first. You can't go around paying yourself off of what is left over. Because then, are you paying yourself what you're worth? Are you paying yourself the amount of time, the amount of hassle that you've been putting into trying to achieve financial freedom? Because you're going to continue going nowhere, right?
Well, and that is like, at the end of the day, are you going to feel accomplished if you're out and buy a whole new wardrobe, or you buy the new iPhone? Yeah, that's awesome. But like, are you investing in yourself? Are you, in a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, where are you going to be at? Did that wardrobe help you out? Did that whatever get you to where you need to be? No. Only yourself is. Only your mindset is going to get you there. And you're the only person that can really get yourself on track to where you need to be financially.
Okay, Brooke, one last question. Well, more like an instruction.
Okay.
Imagine yourself rich.
Okay.
All of your dreams that you've been secretly fantasizing for the last 22 and a half years.
Okay.
What do you see? What is your life?
Just like, I don't even see dollar signs. I'm seeing happiness. Like, I'm seeing just stress-free, happy, carefree, like, not, just when I think of being like rich, is like not necessarily monetary. To me, it's more about the inside feeling than your internal feeling. And to me, like, if I'm stressed out about the money and the funds, I'm stressed out forever. Like, I'm always gonna be stressed out. I'm always thinking about a bill or my account or food or whatever. But to really not have to worry about that, I think is freedom in itself, and rich, being rich in itself. So to me,
Rich
yes,
with freedom.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I see, I love Mercedes and, I love all of that stuff, but that stuff it comes and it goes, and that stuff is not sentimental at all. That's just stuff, you know.
Exactly.
So I think that me being rich is really me being like carefree and mindless, and obviously not having to worry about your finances, but on top of all of these other things.
Same. Like, I could care less if I had the newest cars, the biggest houses, the lake houses, and the boats, and all the toys. I just want to get rid of the feeling that I've been feeling every day since I've learned that I'm going to have to work the rest of my life to survive.
And I don't want to worry about student loans and my car payments and all of this stuff for the rest of my life. I don't want to be in debt forever. That's why, like, pay attention to your credit score. Pay attention to what the F you're doing, excuse my language, and, like, get your stuff together, because really you're the only person that's gonna get your stuff together for you ever.
No one's gonna do it for you.
No one.
And that's what it takes. It takes learning that if you don't act on it, it's just gonna stay exactly
And
the
the
same.
longer it goes, the worse it's gonna get. I promise. The more you let your finances go, the more you're gonna hate your situation.
And thinking about it like this, 20, 30 years from now, even 10 minutes from now, you're gonna wish you were doing something differently anyway. You're gonna wish you took action.
You look at that account like, all right, I gotta do something new. I gotta do something different.
You're either gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. And you're either gonna live your life exactly the same way that you are now, or you're gonna do something about it. So just remember that. Well, thank you, Brooke, for coming today. I appreciate it. I hope people here will take what you have to say into consideration and hopefully learn or improve their life from it. That's my hope, and that's the outcome that I wish from this YouTube channel.
Come on this journey with us.
Come on this journey with us.
We're gonna get financial freedom.
It's not just me anymore, guys. It's all of us. There's a whole audience. Remember to subscribe and like. Bye, guys.